Okay. Hello, my myRockworld fans. I'm here in Munich, sitting with Bobby Jarzombek.
Yeah.
Is it pronounced okay, correctly?
It depends where you're from. If you're from San Antonio, if you're from anywhere in the United States, you're going to say Jarzombek.
Jarzombek, okay.
Which is very generic and sort of very white way to say it. I guess if you're in Poland, I believe, and maybe I'll say it wrong just because I'm on the spot, but in Polish, it's Jarzombek.
So you are coming from Poland, or?
No, well, my heritage is Polish. My dad is Polish, and his father and mother, and they came over sometime in the early 1800s to the United States. So they're Polish, and there's a whole small Polish speaking community in South Texas. There's a bunch of towns, Panna Maria, Falls City, Kosciuszko. Some familiar names to Polish people. And that was established years ago in the South Texas area. And that's just southeast of San Antonio. So a lot of those people kind of stayed there, and then they also made their way towards the bigger city, which is San Antonio. Just like all the United States has their pockets of, Italians or Germans or whatever,
So you still can speak a little bit of...
My dad speaks Polish fluently, and he speaks it with his brothers and sisters, the ones that are still alive now. But it's weird. He writes it. And he writes, like before the internet or whatever, he would write letters to his brothers and sisters, but he writes phonetically. He never even learned to write Polish the correct way because in school they taught English in the United States, even though they were all Polish,
Okay. Bobby, some questions. Please tell us something about the impressive actual album called Theories of Light, and what's different also to the album from 2013 called Darkness in a Different Light.
That's a tough question because I thought when we did the Arch Matthias record with John Arch, and that was the first record I guess that I did with Jim, and I'm speaking from my own perspective here, but that was the first record that I did with Jim and me and Joey and John sang. And I thought that came together really well and cohesive. And I think the one thing with Darkness is I think Darkness is a great record, but I think for some reason, it doesn't capture all the elements that it needed to within the songs or the vibe of the record, maybe the production, for whatever reason. It didn't capture what we really wanted to as much. There's some great songs on the record, don't get me wrong. I mean, we're all proud of the record. There's some of the better things that we've written are on that record. But I think what was interesting with Theories of Flight is Ray got on it right at the very beginning with Jim. And Ray was determined to write some really strong melodies, strong lyrics. And it was just by chance, there was this underlying feeling of home and longing for home. Jim wrote, Ghosts of Home, and Ray wrote From the Rooftops. But there's weird things where it's kind of like came together, I think, more so. And then with the production, the great songs, the playing, just working it all out together. I think the record is so much more cohesive. I think it's it's stronger all the way around as a record for us.
And I also love it very much. It's really great.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Please tell us something about the songwriting process of Fates Running in general. Are you all coming up with ideas and also meet in the studio or finalize, or is it all written before going into studio?
Well, the way that I've worked with Jim personally is, and I think also with Ray and Jim, the way we all kind of work with Jim is Jim sends, like, for instance, he sends me rough ideas on the guitar with a drum machine, drum programming. and I'll listen to it. Sometimes there'll be vocals, sometimes there won't be. Sometimes I'll have to ask, and he'll lay it out like this is the verse, this is the chorus. Sometimes it's pretty easy for me to say, okay, here's what I want to play because here's the verse, and it should be like this, and then the chorus should be this should be whatever. And sometimes it's not so obvious like that. And so what ends up happening is in between the process of the songs get developed more, what happens, he sends me this stuff. I'll record myself in my studio, and I'll send him some rough ideas of what I'm hearing, and what I think. And he'll say, I like this bit, I hate this. You can change this, but keep this part, make it, that sort of thing. Okay. And so what we kind of go back and forth. I mean, when I listen to what he programs, though, sometimes I listen to the programming. Sometimes I just take general ideas. If the programming is very busy, then I know he's hearing very busy drumming. I might not play at all what he's asking, or I might play similar. If it's I hear him playing a lot of cymbal kind of things, then I'm not going to play a whole lot of double bass on that part. It just depends. But sometimes I'll do the opposite. Just if I come up with something that I think, this is what I really hear. And then sometimes I send it to him and he'll say, yeah, that's great. Or sometimes he says, no, that's not, I'm hearing more like what the demo was, that sort of thing. And the same things with Ray. I know they've changed keys for the songs depending on if Ray comes out with a great melody or something, and maybe it's like it kind of goes somewhere where Ray's range isn't or whatever, they'll change it to make it nice, the keys of the song to make it so Ray's natural voice really shines through. And I think that's the part of like where it really becomes a band, because before it's even though we're not in the same room together, we're, all collaborating in some way, and we all do that back and forth with Jim a lot.
So how long did it took on this album from beginning to the end?
Certain songs were done right away. Two songs were done right away, and then we had a break. I went out and did some gigs with Sebastian Bach. Ray went out. Ray did some things, and Joey did some stuff. So we kind of had some of the record done, but the bulk of the record, I think, really took place between December of 2016 and 2015 and April or so of 2016. Okay. So that kind of 4 months. That's where we all worked really hard to, every day to get work done.
Okay. Yeah. Frank Aresti and Mike Aptor added some great guitar work on the album. Lots of fans miss Frank on tour.
Oh, yes.
Was there any talk with Frank about a return, maybe also on tour? Or?
Well, Frank, Frank got married a few years back. He met a girl on the East Coast, and he was working a day job, and he ended up working a new job with a company, and he was going back and forth between San Francisco and the East Coast, and having to do that 2 weeks back and forth. And he had just met this new girl, and she has a couple of kids, and he wanted to have more of a stable life with them or whatever. And so Frank decided that they all decided they wanted to, he married her, and so they moved to the East Coast. And at that point, it sort of became not too possible for him to go out on the road and stuff.
And it's fully understandable.
Responsibilities. I think sometimes if your kids are a little older, and that kind of thing, but the kids are young, and I think it's definitely the right thing for him.
It's priority, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, coming back to the actual album, do you have any own favorite song on it, and why?
Favorite song?
Yep. Or the whole album?
I think everybody likes The Light and Shade, That's one of the ones. I don't know. I like a lot of them. I mean, some songs I think have really strong chorus melodies, like Stars Our Eyes Have Seen. That song has a very strong chorus melody to me, you know. And Ghost of Home is, you know, this huge epic thing, and I like all of them for sort of different reasons.
Okay. Are there any plans to record a show for this on this tour for a live album release, maybe?
You know, I don't have a clue about that.
You?
No, and if I did, I probably couldn't say.
Ah, okay.
But I don't have a clue.
You have no clue.
No.
Okay. So we hope that there is a live album maybe someday.
Yes, it's recorded in Munich tonight.
Yeah, great. Next questions. What can we?
Munich, right?
Yeah. What can we expect from the show tonight? From the set list?
Well, we've sort of picked a set list that we've been doing for this tour. We wanted to feature some of the new songs from the new record, and then we would do a little bit of Darkness and Different Light. Yeah. Some of the classics that people want to hear, and then we pulled out a couple of songs that people hadn't heard in years, you know, or maybe never live. Mm-hmm. And that's something that Jim likes to do because it does get stale. I mean, of course, it's hard to not want to do the staple songs and put something else in there. And then it's hard to say, well, let's just do all new stuff. It's weird because like the other night we were somewhere and somebody said, I didn't hear Still Remains. I wanted to hear Still Remains. And that song is like 10 minutes long or something, and we've done it a lot over here in Europe and in the States. And so, sometimes like we have a new record and we're trying to promote some of that. And so when different songs, kind of come in, others go out for a little while. But we do kind of mix it up. So
do you change also the set list from show to show, or is it?
No, we're pretty much following the same set list. Yeah.
Okay. Bobby, which Fates Warning album would you recommend a young fan who's just about to explore the band? Which one would you recommend to pick up?
I think probably Parallels. If you're a fan. If you're not sure what you're going to get into, because that tells you right there that there's a little bit of progressive element in the band, and the songs are catchy, good songs. It's probably Fates Warning's biggest seller of all time for that reason, and so I think Parallels is probably the first one, and then if after that, if you say, I really like, how they play and the riffs and this and that, then after that, I'd recommend Pleasant Shade of Grey, because that's kind of the next step. But as far as all that goes, I don't know if it was me, really, I would say Theories of Flight is probably the album to recommend.
Please tell us some secrets about yourself or the band. Secrets that nobody knows. Maybe a funny tour bus secret where you do not get killed by anyone else from the band.
I have no idea.
Or maybe the secret that there will be a live album recorded, maybe.
No, I have no idea of any secrets. If I sat around for a while and I thought of one, I could maybe think of one that wouldn't get anybody in too much trouble or any of us, but I can't even think of anything. Okay. Sorry.
No problem. Okay, no live album. Very sad.
It's boring.
At least some words to the fans, please.
So words to the fans.
Yeah.
So I really hope that all of you are enjoying our new CD, Theories of Flight. We worked really hard on this record. We're really proud of it. We wanted to make sure to come to Europe and play as much as we can in support of that. We will be back in the summertime, summer festivals, and we're going to add a couple of one or two other songs from Theories for the festival dates. And so it's great for us to once again be back out, because we've been out away for a couple of years working on the new record, and so we're very happy to be back out in Europe.
Thank you very much, Bobby. Thank you very much.
Specifically.
Have a great show.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.